The San Francisco 49ers are in the midst of a storm, and the finger-pointing has begun. With playoff dreams shattered just a year after a Super Bowl appearance, who is to blame for this drastic decline? Some say it's injuries, but one analyst is placing the blame squarely on the shoulders of the head coach. Could this be the most disappointing season under his leadership? Stay tuned as we dive into the details and dissect the criticism surrounding the 49ers management. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button to stay updated on all things 49ers. As we dive into the latest news surrounding our beloved San Francisco 49ers, it's impossible to overlook the heavy scrutiny surrounding head coach Kyle Shanahan following a season that has spiraled out of control. Just a year after a Super Bowl appearance, we now find ourselves on the outside looking in when it comes to the playoffs, and many are pointing fingers at Shanahan as the primary culprit. Former NFL linebacker Emmanuel Acho didn't hold back in his criticism, declaring this the most disappointing season of the Shanahan era. Acho's assessment hits hard. He argues that Shanahan has mismanaged not just the roster, but also the coaching staff and the offensive strategy. It's a sentiment that resonates with many fans who have watched the team struggle week after week. When you consider the decision to fire Steve Wilks, who had led the Niners to the third-best defense in the league, it raises eyebrows. Now, with Nick Sorensen at the helm, the defense has plummeted to 25th, allowing 38 points in a single game. That's not just a blip on the radar, it's a glaring red flag. And let's talk about the roster management. There's palpable tension between Shanahan and Brandon Ayuk, and it's spilling over into practices. Ayuk taking off his shorts because of a color clash? That's not just a quirky moment, it's a reflection of deeper issues within the locker room. When Deebo Samuel is caught choking a snapper during a game and it barely raises eyebrows, we have to ask ourselves what's really going on behind the scenes. Are these players feeling supported? Are they buying into Shanahan's vision? Then there's the offense, which was once touted as one of the most prolific in the league. Now, it looks stagnant compared to teams like the Detroit Lions, who are scoring at will and implementing creative trick plays. Shanahan's offense seems to be stuck in neutral, while the rest of the league is shifting into overdrive. This is a critical moment for Shanahan and the Niners as they prepare to face the NFC-leading Lions in Week 17. With playoff hopes dashed, the game represents a chance to rebuild trust and demonstrate resilience. But can Shanahan turn this ship around? I genuinely have my doubts. While I want to believe in his ability to lead us back to glory, the evidence suggests otherwise. We've seen flashes of brilliance, but they've been overshadowed by poor decision-making and lack of cohesion. As a lifelong fan, it's frustrating to see a team with so much talent underperform. And here's where I want to hear from you. Do you believe Shanahan is the right man for the job, or is it time for a change? What do you think of the roster moves and staff decisions that have been made? I'm genuinely torn on this issue. Part of me wants to stand by Shanahan because of his past successes, but another part of me is screaming for accountability. So, let's keep this conversation going. I want to hear your thoughts, your expectations, and even your frustrations in the comments below. It's time for us to unite as fans and share our feelings about where this team is heading. How do you see the future of the 49ers unfolding? As we dive into the current state of the San Francisco 49ers, it's essential to look at what lies ahead in the upcoming draft. With a record of 6-9, the 49ers currently hold the 11th overall pick. But what needs to happen for them to move up to the 10th spot? Well, it's a bit of a chess game, so let's break it down. First off, the easiest scenario for the 49ers to improve their draft positioning is to lose their next 2 games, this week against the Detroit Lions and next week against the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, the New Orleans Saints need to win their upcoming games against the Oakland Raiders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If they can pull off those victories, it bumps the 49ers up to the 10th overall pick. This is crucial, especially considering the value that the 10th pick can hold in terms of potential talent. Now, if the Saints only manage to win one of those games, it complicates things a bit more. The NFL's tiebreaker system comes into play, which starts with the strength of schedule. Unfortunately, the 49ers have faced a tougher schedule this season, which might work against them in the tie-breaking process. If the Saints win even one game and finish with 6 wins, they'll likely stay ahead of the 49ers, regardless of how San Francisco performs. But let's not forget the teams lurking below the 49ers. The New York Jets, Carolina Panthers, and Chicago Bears, all sitting with a 4-11 record. If any of these teams win their next 2 games, it could create a further shakeup in the draft order. Interestingly enough, the Bears already took a hit, losing to the Seattle Seahawks, which slightly reduces the pressure from that side. But still, it's a situation to keep an eye on. So, at the end of the day, the best-case scenario for the 49ers is to secure that 10th pick, contingent on the Saints winning their games. It's a tricky balance, and the possibility of the draft order being decided by tiebreakers adds an extra layer of intensity. We've seen how significant these picks can be for a team trying to build towards a brighter future. And speaking of tiebreakers, as convoluted as they can get, don't underestimate the power of a coin flip. Yes, you heard that right. There was a time back in 2018 when the 49ers actually won a coin toss to secure the 9th overall pick. While it seems unlikely that we'll see a repeat of that in 2025, the unpredictability of the NFL never ceases to amaze. Now, let's talk about the emotional roller coaster that comes with these decisions. As fans, we're all invested in how these draft picks can impact our team's future. The excitement of potentially landing a franchise-changing player is palpable, but so is the anxiety that comes with every game left in the season. How many of us have found ourselves rooting for losses just so we can improve our draft position? It's a strange place to be, isn't it? So, what's your take on the situation? Do you think the 49ers should embrace the tanking strategy to secure a better pick? Or is there more value in trying to win these last games? I, personally, am a bit torn on this one. There's something to be said about building momentum and finishing the season strong, but the allure of a higher draft pick is hard to resist. I want to hear from you. What are your expectations and frustrations regarding the 49ers draft positioning? Let's get the conversation going in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the discussion, share it with fellow 49ers fans, and subscribe to the channel for all the latest updates. And remember to hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment of 49ers news. Let's keep this community thriving, and as always, go Niners!